Winx, Disney, Bratz, Barbie, even Monster High. What do all of these cartoons have in common? One, these were like the ultimate cartoons for so many children growing up, including myself. And two, these cartoons were some of the reasons why you and so many other young girls feel so insecure about their bodies and absolutely despise themselves. Who else woke up extremely early in the morning just to watch Saturday morning cartoons? When we were younger, cartoons were like the center of so many of our lives. But the truth of the matter is that these cartoons are why the beauty standards are what they are, why we feel so insecure about our bodies, and why we feel that no matter what we change about ourselves, we will never be good enough. To the naked eye, these cartoons look innocent and sweet, but it's finally time to pull back the curtain and expose these cartoons for what they're really portraying. When I take a look back at these shows and cartoons, I am shocked with how skinny and malnourished and thin these girls are. Winx Club was an extremely popular show among young girls. It was basically a show about these girls who are fairies and fight with villains. The way they shape these girls are beyond crazy. They are made to have an extremely short torso and extremely long legs. Look at how unnatural their legs are shaped. Realistically, these girls would not be able to walk. And the waist, here we go again. I've already made a video about the current day waist standards. Society expects women to have this unattainable hourglass figure. All we see on social media are all these women with the perfect looking tiniest waist. Extremely small and what seems to be like no amount of fat in sight. No one has a waist like these girls in the cartoons do. When we look at cartoons like Monster High and Barbie, notice how they always get the skinniest characters the main lead or make them the protagonist. In the Barbie movies, not only is the main character the skinniest person, but in the movies and shows, everyone has relatively the same exact body shape. There are no thicker or curvier women. There is zero representation for any other body type except for extremely thin. It's the exact same story for all the shows and movies for Monster High. When we constantly see characters that look like this on TV, it's only inevitable for us to feel insecure about ourselves because most of us can't achieve that level of thinness. And I hate the fact that in almost every single Disney princess movie, not one girl has any skin texture whatsoever. No pores, no acne, rosacea, scars, nothing. It's already bad enough I have to see this all over social media because every single time I go on Snapchat, Instagram, TikTok, you name it, all I see are these celebrities and influencers with amazing looking skin. I know for me, ever since I went through puberty, I developed like pigmentation under my eyes, or what most people refer to as like bags under your eyes, and I never thought anything of it until I saw people on social media talking down about themselves because of their bags under their eyes. I've always had large pores because I inherited it genetically through my parents, and I never thought anything of it until I started to see all these advertisements selling products to shrink your pores and reduce the size of your pores. When I was a kid, I was rambunctious and full of energy just like any other kid, and I got all kinds of bruises and cuts and scrapes, and those bruises, cuts, and scrapes eventually turned into scars, and I didn't think anything of it until I got my first social media account, and I noticed that no one had any scars or any imperfections for that matter anywhere on their body. What we see online and on TV dictates how we feel about our body, and people know that, and they use it against us. It's not normal to have absolutely no skin texture. Everyone that has walked this planet has at least had one pimple, one scar, hyperpigmentation, wrinkles, redness of the skin, stretch marks, something that just makes them human. This is why I love the account CelebFace, because it shows close-ups of these celebrities and shows that even they have some type of skin texture. Disney princesses are just portrayed in this perfect light that they can do no harm and no wrong. They have the perfect personality and body, and they always have the perfect button nose. Nose standards have been around for decades, and there has always been one type of nose that's been glorified and has been the holy grail of all noses, and that is the button nose. Thousands and thousands and thousands of people have gotten nose jobs and have broken their nose just to have the button nose shape. Nose jobs are so popular that there are trends going around on TikTok that are showing people's process of getting their nose jobs. There are multiple types of noses: bulbous nose, upturned nose, straight or Greek shaped nose, hawk nose, Roman nose, fleshly nose, or broad nose, Nubian nose. Yet out of all those nose types, if you don't have the button shaped nose, which statistically speaking most people don't, then you just don't fit into the beauty standards. And can we take a minute to talk about the hair in these cartoons? Princess's hair always flow like beautifully, like naturally, and so gracefully. It's always so long or has the perfect curls and coils and always looks so good on the princess. One character that always bothered me with her hair was Rapunzel from Tangled. First of all, like all other princesses, she had these huge doughy eyes and the perfect hair. Real hair just does not look like that, point blank period. This girl was hanging on her hair, sleeping on it, and even pulling people up with her hair. Can you imagine all the split ends that girl would have had? Ugh. And with all she was doing with her hair, it never once got tangled, which is pretty ironic for a movie called Tangled. All the hair in Bratz, their hair is known for being silky and perfectly flowy. It's obvious that real human hair does not look like that. I just think that TV shows for children could be so much more popular if they would just make these characters realistic. But all these movies and TV shows are doing is injecting these young, impressionable children with the notion that all bodies are supposed to look like this and supposed to be shaped like this. A tiny waist, no skin texture, a petite figure with almost no body fat, huge doughy eyes, pink lips, and a cute button nose. Watching all these cartoons as a young girl really injected so many false notions in my head that this is what women and girls should look like. Society taught me that all girls are supposed to look as skinny as a toothpick, that we need to have the perfect hourglass figure to be considered feminine and desirable, that our hair needs to be long and flowy, that we're not allowed to have any type of skin texture. And I just so happen to be the opposite of all those things. I wasn't thin as a toothpick because of my genetics. I don't have big or like even average size boobs, which helps you attain the hourglass figure. I don't have a button nose. I have black, dense, curly hair, not thin, flat, voluminous hair. And I have acne. And guess what? Just like everyone else in this world, I was born the way I was born because of my genetics. And because of all the self-reflecting that I have done over the past few years, and because of this channel, I love pretty much everything about me. And I've chose to accept everything about me. But if I had known that watching these cartoons were going to impact the way I see myself, I never would have watched them. But on the brighter side, cartoons nowadays are becoming more inclusive, like showing more realistic bodies and hair, but we still have a long way to go. Sorry if I ruined some people's childhood, but hey, sometimes the truth is ugly. Next time you see a movie, cartoon, or TV show that portrays someone's body looking a certain way that you can tell is unrealistic, remember it's not real and bodies just don't look like that. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Please leave your comments down below. I love reading your guys' comments, and I will be back next week for my next video. Bye guys.